I'm going to talk about the two biggest vultures in the music industry. These are people that will try and take advantage of you when you're just starting out. Number two is going to drive me absolutely insane, so stick around if you want to see me turn red. Number one is this whole pay for PR kind of thing, which I get. When you're small, you want to get music out there really, really badly. What normally happens is people slide into your DMs and say, hey, I run a magazine. Would you like me to run an article on you? Normally in that situation, you're like, oh, yes, please. How exciting. And then they come back with, no worries. It'll just be $50 for this package, $100 for this package, or $200 for this package. So that's number one. Number two, this is not going to make any sense without me telling you the story. And the story makes me so mad because there are people like this out there in the music industry that are taking advantage of you. So 2 years ago, we got signed to one of the biggest booking agencies for rock music in Australia. We got approached by this person and they're like, awesome, let's put you on my management agency that I run and I'll also be your booker as well. Basically, we were attached to two separate organizations, right? We're with this awesome booking agency and then we're also with this little management agency that this person was running at the same time. There was just one catch. The management agency came with a retainer fee. Basically, instead of taking 10 or 20%, what they would do instead was actually charge you and send you an invoice every single month of about $330. At the time, we were like, look, that's worth it, right? If the return on investment's gonna be there, let's do it. 1 month in, we pay the invoice, it's December, I get it, not much happens. Month two, we pay the invoice again. We've had a goal conversation, and this is the worst goal conversation I've ever had in my entire life. We jump on Zoom, we're sitting there having a chat, and we go, awesome, our big long-term goals is we want to get an ARIA, we want to be releasing an album, and we want to be touring. And we thought that was more than achievable with the connections that we had. Basically, that conversation went somewhere along the lines of, we don't like timelines, we don't like goal setting, because it always just leads to disappointment. In what world is goal setting an opportunity to just on literally your client at the time and tell them, you've just paid us $600, but those things that you want to achieve, we think that's a little bit silly you guys pushing for that. It's like, what the are we paying you money for? Nick and I kind of looked at each other, we were like, that mindset was it's everything against what I've been learning in terms of every other part of my life. So we said, look, let's give it 1 more month and let's see what they can do. It got to the point in that third month that they just started screening our calls because we're literally on them every single day and we were just getting like nothing back. By this point, the only assets that we'd received from them is a Google Doc that we worked on them with in terms of merch. And it looked like literally baby and then a logo that they commissioned an artist to do, but it looked like it'd been done on font generator. Not only had none of the artistic visions of these two things that we could have done ourselves in 10 minutes, not only was that dog shit, we'd spent $1,000 on that so far. It got to the point that we sent them an email saying, hey guys, we can't afford the fee anymore. We'd love to talk about the normal management structure where we're more than happy for you guys to take 15 to 20% of our earnings. What a surprise, after 3 months of them doing all, they said no to that. They just wanted to rip us the off. They wanted to make a ton of money off smaller artists that had these big goals that they know that they can just take $300 a month off, still work the other jobs. These music was still that part-time job. They weren't professionals and they were charging us like professionals. The moment we said, hey, can we just have a different payment structure here? They were like, no, that's not fair to the other artists on our roster. They were literally taking money off these artists. The moment we said, hey, you can't do that, they sent us this massive ChatGPT termination email saying, we're going to have to end our contract with you starting immediately. We were still with this guy on that booking agency. This is the one thing that we were worried about this entire time was, how do we get off this booking agency and maintain our relationship with this incredible booking agent? So we're like, yeah, no worries at all. We actually got hit up last night to play a last minute show at a gig, just so we'd let you know that we're probably going to take it. Old mate waits until after that show happens and says, hi guys, since you went over my head and took on a show without my permission, I'm going to also terminate that contract immediately. What an absolute coward. There are people out there that are going to try and do that to you as well. As artists, we are just so inspired. If we didn't dream big, we wouldn't do what we do. I promise you that. And the fact that there are people out there that are going to come in and take your money away and just think that their status in the industry is enough to warrant them charging this ton of money, them. If you ever feel like you're being attacked by a vulture, just tell them you can't afford it anymore and see what they do. They should know you can't afford it if they know how much money they're helping you generate. If they off quick, they are someone that you need to off out of your life and keep them the away.